give you this carrot, right? And after, yeah, we were generating, I mean, look, we were generating leads so cheap. He was spending $150 a month in ad spend.
Gets easier. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about that. And because I get so many questions about like what's the magic script, and the moment you think about like how can I actually help this person to get what they want, and do that in a strategic way where it gives them more of a chance to do business with me, the
Right.
more you're like actually contributing to them. Like follow-up's easy once you start asking those kind of questions.
Yeah, man. I think, so you nailed it with the question. It's like one of the most valuable things I've learned in the last, few years is that questions are more valuable than answers.
Yeah.
If you know what to ask and what to consider when you're approaching a problem, you come out, that becomes the system through which you can always solve that problem. And so by asking like, how can I actually help these people? It's like, that's the right question versus how can I get them to pay me?
Yeah.
It's like, if I reframe that a little bit back to what we're actually all doing here. And I think it's that loss of meaning that we've had, as these, I live in a town of like 750,000 people. So you could imagine that like, a town of like 50 people maybe they understand the value of community a little bit more than someone who's in a town of
Yeah, because you're gonna have to see
750,000.
the same people if you screw them over, right? Like,
Right. Yeah, it doesn't have the same impact. So yeah, I mean, in the follow up, it's like you should plan for the follow up. Like the follow up is the relationship, and the real estate agent thing is perfect because I've dealt with that. We have a guy here. He's a fellow military veteran, and he's like, "Hey, you can help us through this angle." And I told him in the beginning, so look, it's a great angle, and that's a great, there's a lot of veterans in town that you can help, but you're kind of coming off a little gimmicky, even though you're a veteran. It's like you're just targeting them, but you're not actually like looking to help them. It's just, I'm going to give you this carrot, right? And after, yeah, we were generating, I mean, look, we were generating leads so cheap. He was spending $150 a month in ad spend, and we were generating him like 20 leads a month or something like that. And for an agent like who is specifically targeting veterans with this specific package, it was like, these are great. But like you said, the sales cycle's 6 months long. So rather than looking at it like, man, I can come in, and actually we talk about this in the book. So I deal actually, so I got this idea from story brand, Donald Miller. Donald Miller, story brand. So he talks about how really we're all living this hero's journey, and every time you face a problem, you have entered into the hero's journey. And it's like, if we can look at it like there are all these folks out there, there are all these heroes out there, and they're the ones that are specifically my prospects. I'm going to come alongside them at different points in their journey. Like you said, you might have someone who's got the money and the need and the pain is bad enough that they're willing to buy right now, but that's like less than 5% of the market. And so out of 100 leads that you get, only maybe five or less of them are ready to buy. What about those other 95? Well, they're at different parts of this journey where they've identified a problem, or maybe you've helped them realize a problem, and you need to now guide them through. And they don't want to invest that time, right? Because to them, like, they could just be getting new leads. But like you said, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, like, and it creates the problem that you're just always getting leads and you're never closing deals.
yeah.
Because you didn't grasp the thing that was required to do that in the first place,
Yeah.
which is trust over time.
Yeah. Can I mention too that when you actually take the trust over time approach, a side effect of it is sales conversations become almost unnecessary. Like I've had it in the agency space where like I love you guys because like I am you guys. So like for me, it's like it's easy to have empathy because I'm like I'm walking in your shoes still, right? Like 16 years later.
Right. I've
So
done the
because
same
of it,
thing.
like
Yeah.
I put out like the best stuff that I know how to do, and I've had like quite a few people who say like, oh, I binge watch 40 hours of your stuff and I'm ready to go. And there's no real sales conversation to be had at that point. Like there's no arm twisting. There's no like they made up their mind through the relationship building process long before they got to the point of sales. And so the beautiful thing about that is it takes the onus off of you to need these like closers and setters and killers. I need a killer who's going to hawk on these people and rip them to shred and take every credit card. And they just show up and they
Right.
say
Yeah.
like, hey, like I read your stuff. I watched your thing. I like it. I want to do it. I'm ready to go. Like, what do you need from me? And like, and it's almost more order taking at that point. But because, as you mentioned, hidden in the background, like there was a trust building process that happened over time, and like I compare it to a garden where it's just you and the other cool thing is too is you also tend to create more value and help the people who never buy from you. You'll have people who like will never ever give you a credit card in a million years and still think you're fucking awesome and tell other people about you, which I think is equally cool as like
Sure.
just the sales, which is you get people who swear by you. Like I just had somebody say to me the other day in an email like, hey, there was a blog I was reading and they recommended your book, and I'm like, I've never even heard of that fucking blog, but that's really fucking cool, right?
Right. Well, I mean, if it, and actually, like I told you, you are your philosophy about the timer, right? That I put that in the book. So you're definitely in there, and so and
Yeah,
why?
for those of you guys who
Because
don't know, by the way, timer is an acronym that stands for time, identity, money, energy, and reputation. And it's basically every reason someone will ever say yes to you or every reason someone will say no to you in a sales environment is going to come down to one of those five elements. So um, you can already, if he's quoting me, it's like, it's a great book, obviously, clearly.
right. Yeah, you are in their time immemorial, friends. So absolutely, that's important. I didn't, they say like standing on the shoulders of giants, right? Like I
Yeah.
didn't come up with all these ideas. Like I didn't build community. Like community is there. It's just trying to figure out what we're doing in it. And I think learning from not only the experience, but from people like you that are out giving that content. It's like, yeah, you're putting that content out there, and the ROI may not be $1 in your pocket. It might be $1 in your pocket today. It might be $1 in your pocket 5 years from now when someone that you helped just through the content you put out there refers you. And so that really is, it's a slightly different perspective where you're becoming an authority in the space, but that almost happens naturally as you take this approach and you start helping people rather than just worrying about uh, or even just viewing the dollar as the only form of currency.
Yeah.
I think you even put timer is really each of those letters in the acronym are their own currency.
Yeah, I'll make you some food in just a minute. Okay. Guys, if you like this video, you're also going to want to grab some free bonuses, which you can get at our website, Beyond Agency Profits. To make it easy for you, I've put the links to it in the description of this video, as well as pinned in the top comment. And we've got a couple of awesome things. This is what you'll get after you sign up. You get some of our best training, how we're closing clients over Loom videos, how we sometimes sign clients that is not a misprint for under $5 US, how to demonstrate your value in like amazing ways, trainings, how to have your clients write the best copy of your life, how we're closing without phone calls, campaigns that we've generated for clients that have done over $100,000, as well as scripts you can use to get conversations going with clients in under 10 minutes. All you got to simply do is go there, enter your name and email address, and then this is what you'll see on the other side. So if that's interesting to you, make sure to click the links below, and I will see you on the other side.